What's up guys, I'm Jacob, this is Benny. On this episode we put our LC200 on full air suspension. We go for a burn up Pumicestone Passage and drop a line.
Then we camp out at Ocean Beach and have some fun on some of the inland tracks that Bribie Island has to offer.
Welcome to Bag Builds. I'm going to drive this time, Benny, yeah? Done. We just purchased a brand new LC200 and what better way to kick things off is with full air suspension.
Now this is a full bolt-in kit, so nice and easy, and we've also paired it with a wireless air control kit for airbag inflate, deflate, and also tire inflation. Before we start and install the full air suspension, we need to prepare the vehicle. First of all, we're going to get some coil compressors onto the coil springs, make them a lot easier to remove, and then we don't have to undo any of the suspension. Let's get into it.
While Benny's prepping up the vehicle, we're going to get stuck into the airbags. So everything you need comes in the kit, including the instructions. So without further ado, let's get the airbags assembled ready for him. This style of airbag is used through the majority of our full air suspension kits. It's going to give you awesome stability of the vehicle loaded and unloaded.
Don't forget as well, you're also maintaining maximum flex and up travel of your suspension when on and off road.
Okay, so if you need an airbag man specialist to install one of these kits, it normally takes 2 to 3 hours. However, you can do it in a couple of minutes, can't you, Benny?
Just for you, buddy.
All right, let's put the wheel on. All of our kits come standard with manual inflation valves. We also have a massive range of add-on onboard air control kits that can be tailor-made to suit your requirements.
And the next part of the build is exactly that.
The next phase of this bag build over here is the onboard wireless air control system with tire inflation. The major components we're going to be installing today are the inflation coil and wand for the tires, the heavy-duty 12-volt Airbag man compressor, our brand new aluminium air tanks. This one's a 1 gallon and it's SAE J10 approved. We've also got our valve block, wireless receiver, and key fob remote to control the airbags. We've also got these universal brackets here which are going to house the compressor and the air tank. So without further ado, let's get into it.
As Jacob said, we're going to get stuck in and mount the tank and compressor. Now we're going to be using our universal brackets. I'm going with the tank and Jacob's going to start with the compressor.
might be asking why we're mounting the compressor underneath the vehicle. Is it going to get damaged from all the elements and all that type of thing? Well, our compressors have an awesome IP rating of 67, which pretty much means that it's, you know, well protected from dust and it can be temporarily submerged under the water.
Like anything, when installing products like air compressors, it is ideal to mount them in your engine bay or in the cabin when possible. That'll just give you maximum lifespan out of your gear.
Our compressor also has everything you need, so you can remote mount the air filter nice and high where you're going to get the cleanest air possible. The air tank and the compressor are all mounted in place, ready to go. Next step is to get all the wiring, route that up into the engine bay where the battery, the valve block and the receiver are. After that, we've got to do the tubing. So we route the tubing up into the engine bay as well where the valve block is, and then we tee straight into the rear airbags. Let's do it.
We're on the home stretch. All I've got to do now is finish some wiring up to the relay, plumb in the air line for the air supply and the airbags up to the valve block, finish mounting that up, and then we're good to go and control it by the key fob.
The wireless receiver creates a connection to the wireless key fob controller, and the valve block directs the air from the air supply into the individual airbags.
Now these units are a sleek, compact design, allowing them to be mounted separately or together pretty much anywhere in your vehicle. Yeah, right. All you gotta do is connect the lines and bolt the battery brakes back on.
Is that it? Done? Right, let's do it.
Good luck.
Don't worry, I won't cross-thread anything this time. Okay, everything's locked into place. We've got the valve block and the wireless receiver here. That's all mounted underneath the existing battery bracket. Now all that's left to do with this side of things, Benny's going to finish off with the handbrake wire, and then this one here is for the antenna. So we'll leave that for Benny to do, and yeah, we'll be good to go. Airbag kit's all ready to go. Let's get the rig packed, head off to Bribie and show you all the features and benefits in real life situations. I'm just about to head off to Benny's house to go and collect the ski and chuck a bit more camping gear in the back. Now, I just thought I might run you through a bit of a situation that I came across the other day. I needed to clean the inside of the car, give it a good old vacuum, and we pretty much had torrential rain. So it was either, and I needed to get it done, so it was either I clean the inside of the car outside in torrential rain, or I back the 200 into the garage. Now, as you can see, I've got a decent set of tyres, I've got a 2-inch lift underneath, and I've also got a roof rack and an awning on the other side. So with the standard garages around here, all the estates have got these sort of certain height garages. I can't actually back the 200 in with the setup I've got because it's just going to hit the roof here. So what better way to bring the air suspension into play? So all you have to do is turn the car on, drop the suspension all the way down to the bottomed out height. Once you've got it there, just slowly back the vehicle into your garage, and I should be able to clear the garage ceiling nicely. I've gone from my drive height all the way down to my bottomed out height. I've gained massive clearance now with my garage ceiling over here, which is awesome. So now to Torrential rain is not an issue. I can now open the car, get my hoover out and start backing away. There we go, how easy was that? Now another awesome benefit with this lowered height is you've got easy access for loading into the rear, and you can also easily access the top of your vehicle here to put stuff on the roof rack. And if you've got a short member of the family, you can easily jump in. Yeah.
I'm driving the camera car today. Jacob's up front carrying a bit of camping gear and towing the jet ski with the LC200. Now I'm super keen to get in the water and go for a burn up the passage.
One of the biggest benefits of air suspension is individual airbag inflation, no more spring sag, and maintaining a nice, safe, level ride height under all load conditions. The benefit of individual bag inflation is that it doesn't matter if you have a nice even weight across the back or if you got a hefty unit like Benny sagging down one side. All you have to do is inflate each airbag to return your vehicle back to its safe and level ride height position. So with that being said, make sure you set up your airbags how we recommend, as that is the way to go. Okay, let's get it done. Drop the ski in. So as you can see in the footage, there was a father and son there absolutely giving it to me backing this ski into the water. But have a look at this angle. Well, Benny has a bit of a burn in the ski. I actually hired a barbecue boat to firstly give us a bit of sun protection for us fair-skinned gingers, and hopefully go and catch some fish, which we don't really have any luck in that department, do we?
I caught a big 32 centimetre brim though.
Yeah, but you didn't measure it right, did you?
these fish we're catching on these episodes, Benny. They're monstrous, aren't they?
Epic.
Is that what you got to say?
Yep.
They're absolutely poor fish. So if anyone's got any mad spots to go fishing, make sure you whack it in the comments below. And Benny, you can start not using a beach rod when we go on a boat to go fishing.
Yeah, I guess like they say, it's not the size, it's how you use it.
But you can't use it. I've never encountered anything like this in the wild before, but it was an absolute special moment. What I thought was a giant floater was an absolute massive dugong. How good was it?
Yeah, it was a beautiful creature, definitely.
Another awesome Benny moment that we just captured the end of. What was that?
It always happens to me, eh? Basically, my ski, it got away from the boat.
Just because you didn't tie it up?
Yeah. And then I had to dive in. I was pretty scared, dodging bull sharks and dugongs
Alright, so before we get stuck into the next part of our trip, I just want to show you how easy it is to use your full air suspension to easily hitch up your trailer. It's as simple as this. Lower the suspension right down, back the tow ball on the vehicle right up so it's in line with the trailer hitch, raise the suspension up, make sure everything's secure and locked into place, raise it up a little bit more, and then lock in your jockey wheel, whack your trailer plug in and secure everything. And away you go, simple as that. Alrighty, so we're hitched up, ready to go. Now this little baby here is definitely not an off-road trailer, so we're not getting bogged on Ocean Beach there on Bribie Island. So we're going to ditch the ski and then head on over and set up camp. There are absolutely stacks of benefits when using air suspension. Benny, hook a brother up, mate. Lovely. Oh.
The morning was absolutely pristine. I went out, dug a few pippies out of the sand, dropped a line. This should work a treat. So the weather was getting pretty hectic. Decided to ditch the fishing, go up to camp. Made you a little brew, didn't I, Benny?
Yeah, it was quite good. What did you do to it? Did you put chili in it?
Does it taste good?
No. You put salt in it, didn't you?
It's a salty.
Yeah. I thought it tasted weird.
It's got barbie sauce in it.
So I must confess, I did get our coffee van bloke at the office to stitch Jacob up by putting some special sauce in his espresso one morning.
Mate,
And,
that was the most rankest thing I've ever tasted.
Oh, didn't you love it?
Nah,
Oh.
nah. So we just finished up camp, had a decent night, did rain a bit, but the weather today is a little bit poor, a bit windy, but we're gonna head up to the forts and then we're gonna hit the inland track. You ready? Yay.
No, I'm the one who's giving it up.
World War II forts were pretty amazing, weren't they?
Yeah, it was awesome.
But we absolutely got sandblasted out there with the storm, which was ridiculous.
Pretty uncomfortable, I must say.
So we legged it to the inland track so we could have a bit of fun there. So we're about a quarter of the way through the Bribie Inland track. This is a perfect opportunity to whack the GoPro underneath so you can see the airbags articulating, moving nicely with the suspension.
Our airbags paired with factory shocks is awesome, but if you go for an aftermarket set of shocks like we have, it will be next level.
Last little benefit before we wrap things up, you saw us drop the tyres down before we went on the beach. Now we're going to pump these bad boys up with our tyre inflation coil and wand. That is an add-on for your onboard air supply system. So it comes in a nice little bag here. All you do, open that up. It's got your little tyre inflator here and your Susie coil. Just whack this bag down here. Now, all you have to do is just attach this little setup here. Nice, locked into place. Pop that down there. Now just at the back here, we've got our little quick release fitting here. It's just as simple as this to attach it. There we go. Now, have a squiz at this. Look how long it is. Massive. So you can easily pump up all four of your tyres. Now if you're towing like a caravan, trailer, whatever it is, you can also easily pump those tyres up as well. Let's get into it. There we go, as easy as that, apart from these bloody mosquitoes. Now, with some of the inflators out there, they're a bit of a pain to chuck back into your bag ready for the next trip. So all you have to do is just take everything off here. Just lay this down. Grab your little carry bag. The little Susie coil will just sort of coil up, whack it into the bag like so. Let her sort of coil up together. So coils in. Now for the inflator. Close the flap, attach it, and just zip these bad boys up here. There we go, ready for the next trip.
That's a wrap, guys. We hoped you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. We got plenty more like this to come, so stay tuned.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you next time on
Bag Build.
There goes a sight from my soul.